Hi, this is Tracy with week 11 video response. Today's video response is going to be on ethos, pathos, and logos and what they mean and how they relate to the video we watched and to the book that we are reading, Fast Food Nation. I really liked the examples that you gave on this week's video response as regards to the links that you gave us for pathos, ethos, and logos. I really liked the descriptive sentences because I think they really said it all. Like ethos, I am a doctor. I know what I'm talking about. I have lots and lots of years of experience and I am very educated, and you should not argue with me because I know more about this subject than you. So you could say ethos. You know, you're trusting someone because they know a lot about a subject or a character, like in character. Pathos is an emotion-based. Obviously, hurry up! We got to get out of here. We're all going to die. That's a great statement. It's a very emotion-based statement, and maybe someone is trying to appeal to you based on your emotions. And I think we all can agree. Our emotions do get the better of us, and we make a lot of stupid mistakes based on our emotions, and we do stupid things based on emotions. But a person can argue their point based on emotion and move people to their side based on emotion. Like the examples you gave, I thought were perfect, like the animal shelter ones. It's funny, I just have to say this. We were having a family dinner maybe a month or two ago, and my brother-in-law was there, and he's a big animal lover, which we all are, but he's really an animal lover. And right before that commercial about send your money to save the animals because they're in these horrible conditions, there was one about children needing to be helped, just like the one you were talking about, the children. But I don't think it was a UNICEF commercial. I think it was something else. And it was save the children, save these children. And they show these poor children. And my brother-in-law said, forget the children, just save the animals. And I thought, oh, okay. And my younger daughter is like, oh my gosh, save that animal. Not that you don't want to save animals, but sometimes making pleas or based on emotion can really draw people out. And I know my brother-in-law totally supports lots of animal shelters and things like that. So emotion moving people. And then logos is logic moving people. Logically, the reason why we're going to do this is because this, as the example that you gave, it was really good, or they gave, and there was this portfolio or whatever performed consistently over a very long period of time, and it still made profits even when the rest of the world or the stock market was down. The consistency, it shows that we can make money, and it's just logic. It's black and white. It's strictly by the numbers, and I think that would be maybe the best way to describe it. So you're trying to move people either by their character, your trust for a person that they know what they're saying, by emotion, just by pure feeling, because we all have feelings and strong feelings, and by logic. And I would say most people make decisions based on emotion, but everyone has their thing that they follow through with or that they trust more. So those are my three. Now, on the video that you were talking about, I think that the message itself was about forgiveness, forgiving one another, understanding, and love. Forgiving, understanding, and love. That would be the underlying, I think the overlying message, I guess that would be the message is forgiveness and understanding each person and love. I think it comes across, the ethos part is that I think it assumes everyone characteristically by character has a prejudice. And so or an enemy, as the song says. It perceives that we all think of other people that we find uncomfortable or we find offensive, or who are not from either an ethnic or background or a social background that we understand. We find them scary or as an enemy, as it says. And so it's the ethos in that is that it assumes that we all have these character traits. The pathos is definitely the music. The emotion is in the music. If you just had that without the music, it probably would send the message, but definitely the music is the driving force behind the emotion, because it's actually saying in its verses what it's trying to convey. It wants us to forgive each other and to look at each other as brothers and sisters. And then, of course, which leads me to the logos, is that we're all human, we're all people, we all have a commonality between us. And I think that's what that says in the video. And then with regard to Fast Food Nation, sorry, I'm just going to make sure I got everything. With the book Fast Food Nation, it was really funny. I started reading, and all of a sudden I found this book is really hard to read. Some parts are easier than others, but some of it I'm struggling, and it's just kind of boring. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm getting through it. But with the ethos part, it had it on chapter. What chapter is this? Chapter 6? Oh, excuse me, chapter 3 on page 69. And it's a statement that it says, the ethos, and I'm like, oh, great, I can use that, the ethos. The ethos of the assembly line remains at its core. The fast food industry's obsession with throughput has altered the way millions of Americans work, turned commercial kitchens into small factories, and changed familiar foods into commodities that are manufactured. Ethos, the character or the trait of the fast food industry. And then as I read, I just found like, oh, funny, pathos was on the next page about emotion. So it talked about, it was on page 70, and it was talking about in their training manuals how you're supposed to greet people. And it said, smile with a greeting and make a positive first impression, a Burger King training manual suggests. Show them you are glad to see them. Include eye contact with a cheerful greeting. Just like what you were saying about eye contact, all emotions, and like you care. So building that relationship. And then the logos was in the very next page, on page 71. I had to laugh. It was all right there. But the logos was the black and blue. I mean, the black and white, or black and white of the fast food industry. How they have all come together. We've come to the conclusion that we are in support of each other. They all realize that they have to support each other with their practices, the black and white of it, the logic of it. Logically, we have to band together to support each other so we can all make a profit. And how they wanted to make a profit, how this book is discussing, is through low wages and keeping the workers ununionized, and how they discussed this in a conference in 1999. And that was on page 71. So I hope I got all of that right and thoroughly. This is not easy for me, but thank you very much. Have a great day.